A whale shocks everyone by swallowing an unsuspecting man. Nowadays, whale watching is a thing as people travel to specific destinations to observe those majestic, gigantic creatures in their natural habitat from close distances. Yet that hasn't always been the case, as 3 decades ago, whales were on the verge of extinction due to unregulated commercial whaling. High demand for whale meat, oil, blubber, and cartilage resulted in intensive hunting that made the whales endangered species. As their numbers plummeted, and we were so close to never seeing a whale ever again. Besides the devastating ecological effect that such a loss would make, our children and ensuing generations would have talked about whales as some mythical species from the past, as they would have seen them only in pictures. Fortunately, February the 19th, 1986, witnessed the passing of an international commercial whaling ban that saved the day and prevented the imminent disaster. Now whales can swim in most of the world's oceans safely, and people can go and enjoy watching them. Yet, is that safe? One man has the answer for sure, as he experienced a unique encounter with those blue giants. It all happened when Rainier Schimpf, a 51-year-old underwater photographer and a water life conservationist, was out in an expedition tracking sardine runs. Rainier and his team, that also included his wife, Silk, were 46 kilometers off the coast near Port Elizabeth Harbor in South Africa to shoot a documentary about a phenomenon known as sardine run. Sardine run is a natural phenomenon that happens from May to June as billions of sardines spawn in the cool waters off the South African shores, attracting all sorts of predators. Sharks, dolphins, and whales push the sardine shoals to the surface of the water, surround them, and hunt them. The hunting party also attracts predatory birds, resulting in a phenomenon that scientists have been studying for decades. Being an award-winning conservationist with 20 years' experience, Rainier couldn't let the phenomenon pass undocumented, as he spent his life documenting orcas killing dolphins and their hunting behavior, as well as tracking sardine and the predators that follow their runs. He jumped into the water to shoot the hunting party and tried to get close to the bait ball to get a clear shot of the sharks around it. Then, suddenly, water started churning around him, and before he realized what was happening, it was all dark around him. On board the boat, Rainier's wife and other colleagues noticed the unusual water churning and dolphins jumping out of the water and the spot under which Rainier was supposed to be located. Next, they were all horrified to see a jet of water shooting out, followed by huge whale jaws clamped around Rainier's torso and lifting him up above the water surface. Silk was horrified to see the whale dive back into the water with her husband still stuck between its jaws. Heinz Topserzer, another underwater photographer, was on the expedition's boat and captured the whole thing on his camera. Heinz said that the initial water churning caught his attention right away and fixed his camera on the spot, knowing that something unusual was happening. Meanwhile, Rainier was still stuck in the pitch-dark trap, trying to figure out what was happening to him. He said that he felt a huge pressure around his hip area and immediately knew that a whale had gobbled him. Knowing that the whale's throat was too small to swallow a human being was a calming thought for the photographer, but as well he knew his life was in real danger, as the whale could simply dive to the deep water, dragging him to the depths where high water pressure would kill him. Rainier was swallowed by a bride's whale, giants that can grow up to 55 feet long and weigh up to 30 tons. Yet these giants are, like most other whale species, harmless to humans, as they typically eat krillfish and crustaceans. So Rainier was certain the whole thing was an accident, as the whale mistook the photographer for a shoal of sardines amassed together in a defensive ball. Luckily, it didn't take the whale long to notice the mistake it made, as Rainier tasted nothing like shrimp, so it released him a few seconds after that, relieving the man from the most horrific moment he had ever experienced. Rainier, unable to fathom all that happened to him, immediately swam back to the boat where everyone was thrilled to see him alive. He was helped onto the boat, and his wife, as well as everyone else, rushed to see if he had any injuries or broken bones. And to everybody's surprise, the accident didn't leave any bruises, and the man emerged from his ordeal unscathed. Rainier checked his camera and diving equipment, then went back to the sea to resume documenting the whales feasting on the sardine run. Rainier considers himself lucky to have experienced one of the rarest whale attack accidents, Yet he still didn't wish to go through that ever again. A similar incident happened to two whale watchers off Avia Beach in San Luis Obispo, California. Julie McSorley and her companion Liz Cottrell were on their kayaks watching humpback whales along with other wildlife enthusiasts. Everything was calm as the pair kept a safe distance from the mammoth mammals before a large bait ball came up around the pair's kayak, followed by two whales. And before they realized what was happening, their kayak's bottom was hit hard and lifted up in the air before being submerged by churning water. A few seconds later, the yellow kayak resurfaced again with Julie and Liz still aboard, which was a huge relief to all the shocked onlookers who witnessed the incident. The angle from which another whale watcher filmed the accident made it look like the duo were swallowed by the huge whale. Yet McSorley explained that they were not actually swallowed by the whale. Save for losing their car keys and having to get fish out of their clothes and kayak, the two women made it unscathed from the incident. It was a good lesson for Liz and Julie and other onlookers that while whale watching, one needs to be much further away. Today's stories are rare yet not unique, as such accidents with whales mistakenly swallowing humans do happen under certain circumstances. Yet they're accidents nonetheless, as humans are by no means a part of the whale's food menu. Those gentle giants still grab their attention of thousands of enthusiasts who don't miss an opportunity to watch them in their natural habitat. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and tell us what you think about it in the comment section below.